guys, this is i2DG, down from the Infinity Edit, and this is going to be video log number 4. This weekend just gone, me and Chuck attended the Gotham to Samaria event over at Element Games, and we've got some new toys, so I just thought this week I'd just talk about hobby projects, what I'm on with and what I'm wanting to do with them. That's it. Okay, so this is my Drowned Earth faction called the Firm, and basically this was the first thing I managed to pick up over at Element Games. Really impressed with the game. Feels very weird because it's all about dynamic moving and a little bit of the Infinity action where you react to how other players move and stuff like that, but I like it. It's got the AP feel of Dark Age, which is what I crave, but it's also got the risk of the MAL system, which is another thing I like about Dark Age. As I say, you have the Infinity style, I react to whatever you do scenario, and the terrain. The most apocalyptic games out at the minute are all about deserts and wastelands and pure death and destruction, where this is about the planet's reclaimed itself and you can see the remnants of humanity with what's left on the buildings, but it's all gone a bit flooded and overgrown, and just it's a nice different feel to the game. I quite like it. It must have done something good right, because Chris also went, oh look at this, and ended up buying the Bondsman, which are like a combat based savage faction, but yeah, really good. The models themselves, so they're all about lizards that have been like gene spliced. There's some like dwarfs in there, dinosaurs that have come back, little purple aliens. I don't know what her backstory is, and just general silliness, like who doesn't want an ape with a turbo powered sledgehammer? That to me, rocket powered sledgehammer, just bonkers. The bases I've used on these guys are by Micro Arts. I like these because the grooves on the timber work is very deep, so it washes quite easily and stands out a lot. I want it to all look quite aged, so I basically painted a bone colour and dry brushed over it, and then washed it with one of the GW green washes. I can't remember which one it is. And then the other ones are scrap bases, which with a bit of flock in places, it works quite well, really. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So what I quite liked about it is the game. As I say, it does seem to have like a few elements of other games, but you can also see it feels very original. Stuff like you have like 2 movement stats. So if I get one of the cards, use one of these little dinos. Okay. No, let's go for something fun. So we'll go for the Rocket Lady, Mirage. You have basically like movement stats. So for example, if you can see this, you have a 5 and a 6. What that would mean is if you would move a model, you get like a little template and you go measure up to where it wants to go, put the template down, and then you would roll to see if you're successful by basically matching the stats on your movement and agilities. Like you have a climb here, on this one it says 7, so on a D10 you'd have to roll a 7 or under. If you didn't roll that, you'd end up moving the lower of the 2 stats. So where you put your token here, you'd end up putting it over here. So you could push it, you can do what you want if you can roll what you want. It's simple as that. And it's just a nice feel to the game. Needs a lot of scatter, bit of water, and you could use a lot of like buildings you wouldn't normally use and just go all together. Yeah, quite good. My next one was I got very lucky on the raffle. I did like a few trades and I've purchased a few bits off some friends. So like off Mark, Mr. T, I was very lucky and he sold me a box of the Frenzied for my Outcast Slavers, and I knew Connor was after a couple, so what I did was I kept two of them and I've given Connor two of them, and in return he's given me Blades, which is a nice little bounty hunter model which I can use for my salt flats because he is one of the salt flats. And the other one is, if I find her, I've got XS, which is a model I've quite fancied having for a while. Keen to see how she paints up. I also got very lucky on the raffle and happened to win a Outcast starter faction force. You know, the one with the Scuts, Fixer, Manhunter, which my Manhunter I gave to Chris because I'm missing a blade on it, but I'm not bothered, I've got one now. Bully, and a few other bits, but I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so this is some of my slave models. What I've got, Cool Mini for the event I ran gave us some basically like Cool Mini dollars, so I basically buy some stuff through their website. And I ended up getting a couple of packs of chain gangers because the slavers need them. They run so well. With the games that I had over the weekend, I would almost say that they're probably the best thing about the slavers now. The bases wise, I've used once again some more micro arts, and this one's from Fat Spider and a few others. As I say, I have quite a large collection of bases, and what I've also done is as well, I had an order of secret weapon bases land today, so I've basically sorted through all these and bagged them up with the rest of the Dark Age models, so they should look quite good. Like a load of Scuts, Wasteland Warriors, what else have we got here? I'd say XS, Fixer. The only one I haven't got a resin base for is the Bully, but I'll be honest with you, I've got one anyway. I'm probably going to end up giving it away at some point, I think, or I don't know, I'll think about that one. But yeah, should keep me busy a week or two. I'm quite pleased with that because I've only got a few bits missing off my slavers now, so which will be something else I'm probably going to have to hunt off eBay as they're quite difficult. Yeah, so at the weekend with my slavers, I managed to have 7 games of Dark Age. I'll be honest, I only won 2 of those games, one of those games, but did I win one of those games? I won one of those games, but it was a good excuse for me to give them a run out. I mean, I've mostly been hammering my Shadowcast, which is so good, but the slavers, the first couple of games, I didn't really know what I was doing with them, but by the last game I was like going, oh, these are really good. Oh, chain gangers, giving distraction, and then the tyrant runs in and goes, oh, you're panicking as well, yeah, and it's just amazing. So best one is you get an Unbound. The Unbound has an AS of, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something like that. It charges in. As soon as his knuckles punch, it causes panic. He has Sadistic, so he's then going, well, it's a power 5 going, a power 6 going to 7, going to 9 for Sadistic, and it's just going, and it just makes a 50-point model seem very strong. I was always quite gutted about how they got nerfed with the wounds drop, but it makes perfect sense because they're awful. Fully loaded up with the scrap, they are tanky, really tanky, and yeah, they're going to be an auto include, I think, from now on. Projects. Okay, so I've had this one a little while. These are the Custo Crypta. I always say it wrong. Custos Crypta. Custos Cryptia by Paranoid Miniatures. Mark kindly sent these over to us. a couple of weeks ago, but I was waiting for some bases. So what I've done, I've ordered some nice secret weapon bases. Basically, I read the fluff in the book, and it talks about how the ancient Egyptians put these things in the like burial chambers of the pharaohs and stuff to keep out like raiders, because these things are awful. They just eat and eat and eat, and as they were chucked in there, they put a lot of slaves in there, but as the slaves died off, these grubs grew and grew and grew, and eventually got to the point where they then started having to eat each other to live, so only the strongest survived. And the fluff always talks about the pools of blood and the skeletal remains of their enemies, so I thought, bingo, Field of Screams by secret weapon bases. What I'm probably going to do, I'm probably going to sand these. Where's the camera? Sand these up a little bit, and the bones are going to try and make look quite odd. Probably a similar technique to what I've done with the wood on the drowned earth, and then work out a way of how to flood them slightly with like a resin, a cleary, bloody resin. I don't want to use blood for the blood god because it always just looks a bit meh. But I'll figure something out. I know they're not rounded bases, but to be honest with you, I think these models are just going to look that good on these. I don't think it matters. The Guardian model sits on a 75mm base, so what I've done is, I don't know if you can see it very well, I'm probably going to have to give it a bit of a sand down with some sandpaper, but that was an 80mm base, which I've run through a belt sander to turn into a 75mm base, and it still looks okay, so I'm quite pleased because it was a long way to get that from America to then break it. But yeah. Right, what I've just realised is if you look at all the bugs, they all have human faces on their masks, and the Guardian itself, he's got like a head on top of his beetle face. I can't explain it, I'll show you a bit more detail when it's painted.